In Arizona and Oregon, the state GOP rebuked opponents of Donald Trump's assault on democracy. The Hawaii GOP publicly defended followers of QAnon. Republican Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida railed against GOP Representative Liz Cheney, who voted against Trump at a stop in her home state of Wyoming. In Minnesota, Jennifer Carnahan, wow, these names. The state party chairwoman suggested that Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy, should run for governor. In Kentucky, Republicans in Nelson County voted to censor Mitch McConnell. In Pennsylvania, Republican leaders said are all in for Trump's more than ever, the New York Times reported. In Arizona, In Arizona, the state GOP voted to censure Governor Doug Ducey, Republican, who certified for a vote.
Wait a minute. Let's intercede. Let's intercede on that. In the name of, we bind that cough.
I rebuke you.
In the name of Jesus, Lord.
In Arizona, the state GOP voted to censure Governor Doug Ducey, a Republican, who certified for voting for Biden, as well as former Senator Jeff Flake and Cindy McCain. So Sunday, Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, who was on ABC, talked about Taylor Greene and said this: "I'm not going to answer that question to whether she's fit to serve." Let's roll that video.
More question about a member of Congress, a new Republican member of Congress, Trump loyalist Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's long embraced conspiracy theories like QAnon, voiced support for executing Nancy Pelosi. Arkansas. Is she fit to serve, and should she be on the Education Committee?
Well, that's, first of all, the people of her district elected her, and that should mean a lot. They elected her, and she's going to run for re-election, and she'll be accountable for what she said and her actions. And then,
given her history, is she really fit to serve?
I'm not going to answer that question as to whether she's fit to serve because she believes in something that everybody else does not accept. I reject that. But she's going to stand for re-election. I don't think we ought to punish people from a disciplinary standpoint, a party standpoint, because they think something a little bit different.
So what do we have to say about what's going on? Because there's so much.
They are never going to hold their people accountable.
Ever.
We just need to put that on the books. Republicans will never, under any circumstances, even if they try to overthrow America, the January 6th incident, right? The January 6th coup. Let's always remember what they did and the fact that they would never hold each other accountable. He was talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, who went and got in the face of Cori Bush over the weekend without a mask on.
Cori Bush,
the representative from St. Louis, right? What's it? The first district of Missouri is Cori Bush's district. Congresswoman Cori Bush, sister, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, where her QAnon ignorance ran up in our sister's face without a mask. Let me tell you something. Never mind. I ain't gonna say nothing. And somebody else take it.
Go ahead.
Asa Hutchinson's an asshole. Before this comment, I mean, seriously, like the way he's letting Walmart take over public schools in Arkansas and all of the other shenanigans he's responsible for. Not to mention, I mean, look, racists are going to be racist. They're going to support racists. He thinks it's a little different. He thinks she says something that's a little different. Saying that Parkland didn't happen isn't real. That's not a little different. That is absolutely disgusting, and it should be grounds for somebody to at least say, you know, this person shouldn't be running for office. You should not be in charge of education. You should not be on the education committee. There's no way you should have a role or say in what happens at public schools when you believe a public school shooting that everybody watched didn't happen. Mothers lost kids on that day. Mothers lost kids on that day. And she's a woman, and pretending that kid didn't die, every time that clip is replayed, it's an absolute attack on those mothers. So yeah, she should be kicked out of, she should be expelled from Congress and probably from this country. It's a good spot in the moon for her without a mask. Let her ass float away.
Let her go up there with those lasers she thinks are up there.
Right. That were paid for by rich Jewish people. That's what she said.
Right.
The California fires were started by lasers paid for by rich Jewish people. Jesus Christ.
Shoot her ass into the sun, man. I'm sorry. We got to time for her ignorance. Why white mediocre people? I'm sorry. Listen, I hate to be like this, But if y'all keep sending these, I don't want to be ableist, but y'all keep sending these deranged people from the Republican side who deny truth, who deny reality, who live in an alternate universe. It's not even a parallel universe. I would love if they were living in a parallel universe so we could talk about, you know what I mean, all that kind of fun science. No, these people are living with us every single day. And they are pushing conspiracy theories of the highest order, and it led to the insurrection and the attempted coup to overthrow this country. And they don't want to hold them accountable.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is pure trash. And if y'all don't want to say it, I can. She's trash all across the board. Like,
garbage.
She's trash. She's YT. Look, she's trash. I really watch and see how she's been moving, and especially to come against Cori Bush in a time like this. Like, first of all, if it was in the streets, I already know Cori Bush. It wouldn't even be a conversation. But in these environments where she doesn't even feel safe with this woman who has all these conspiracy theories, it looks like my internet is really out, yo. This is crazy. But who carries a gun into the White House, doesn't want to walk through the metal detectors, and is threatening this woman. Like, that's a huge problem. And the fact that nobody's really pressed about what's going on, and they still have this woman just walking around there for free. That it's all an issue, but it lets us know where white supremacy is showing itself again and again and again. I'm tired. I'm tired of this heifer. I'm tired of her.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
I just want to ask, man, Rome, Georgia, Rome. What's good, Rome? Like, what up, Rome? To my black folks who are not even black folks, because it's a majority white district. To my freedom-loving, healthcare liking, good people who actually care about society. What's good, fam? Y'all don't vote in the 14th district over there? Like, dude. You know what I mean? Listen, check this out. Y'all know y'all making y'all whole district look ridiculous, right? By electing her. Y'all elected QAnon. Y'all didn't even elect like a Republican that's effective. Y'all elected a Republican that's a psychopath, right? And so what's good, Rome? You know what I mean? What's good on the 14th district? Stand up. Like old school Republicans stand up. Right? I know y'all done switched over to like just believing all that extra stuff, but like, Democratic Party of the 14th district, man, step up. This is your chance right now. Right? Like, you know how you counteract that crazy? You run a progressive. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's what you do. Like, the 14th district Democrats, whoever y'all are, whoever runs that district as a Democratic Party, I know the numbers ain't in y'all favor. I know it's gerrymandered, right? Y'all even gerrymandered black areas out of northwestern Georgia, right? But that's fine, because there's enough Democrats that if y'all get like somewhere around 80 to 90% turnout, y'all can still win that district, man. So, like, what's good, fam? 14th district, stand up.
Is Rome, Georgia, the district that sister, I follow her on Twitter and I can't think of her name, but she's like the councilwoman, a young black woman, Black Lives Matter. And she did her oath of office with her Black Power fist. I can't think of her name, but I'll think of her name and I'll mention it, because if she's from Rome, Georgia, I'm thinking we're gonna have to find people. We're gonna have to help.
She's
people.
Not. You're talking Maria. You're talking about Maria. She's from. She lives in Athens.
Athens.
Yeah, that's the opposite.
What's up with these Greek names?
You went west. You went east when you should have gone west. We talking about Dallas. I'm gonna go ahead and go Dallas, Cheddartown, Tallapalooza, Cave Spring, Rome, Somerville, Calhoun, like Dalton, Georgia. I know there's a bunch of white folks up there, man, but there's some Democrats up there. Y'all got to stand up, man.
Yeah,
y'all got to stand up, because I mean, she's not gonna get kicked out of Congress. She's a white woman. That's not gonna happen. Right. Yeah, she's not gonna get kicked out of Congress.
Nobody said anything.
So y'all might as well stop. Let's just stop playing games, man. White people don't get punished. The only way we punish them is at the ballots. At the voting booth, man. That's the only way we punish these people. So, like, what's good? Y'all want to beat these people? Y'all want to beat racists? Then y'all gotta. The Democratic Party has to run favorable campaigns that actually people. Because if you're in a district like that right there, ain't no moderates. When you have that far left, I mean that far right, crazies getting elected, that means you have to run that far left to get more of the people who understand, okay, you know what, we need Medicare for all in this district right now, right? We are a farming district, right? We're lacking in tourism because, you know, all the cabins and stuff up here aren't getting full because COVID-19. That means that we need to have COVID restrictions. These people don't even realize that they're fighting against themselves for their own tourist dollars, right? If there's more COVID, it's not because y'all don't, like, your district doesn't get rid of masks because there's more COVID. You put masks on so there's less COVID and you can keep your tourism up there in the mountains open.
Right.
Come on, 14th district. What y'all doing?
Letting white people, mediocre, conservative, racist white people destroy their district and this country. Period. Sorry, Rebecca.
No, you said it. I mean, I'm about tired of these white folks. Look, because that's me every day. The white folks, because it's it's
a lot.
It is a lot, and it is February, and I am going to continue to just really get in they ass about all the stuff that they're doing, because it's simple. Like, I don't understand how this Marjorie Taylor Greene of a person is really out here doing what she's doing and not really being reprimanded for anything. Nothing. Yeah. There should be no reason that Cori Bush feels the way she feels inside this office. And I know that she's carrying herself in a way where, you know what, this is my job. I'm in my workplace. I should feel safe. Right. I don't understand why she's having to move her office away from this psychopath white woman. Why is she attacking Cori Bush? Now, if this was on the streets, if this was Cori before she took that seat, baby, I already know, you know, it would be a different story. But because this is my job, I should feel safe here. I have a job to get done. There is no reason why this woman.
What would the pre-Congressman Cori Bush do to
drag
Marjorie?
Her ass?
I'm telling you, somebody run up to me. If you run up to me in the streets, and I could fight to protect my family, but I ain't a fighter. But you run up into my face without a mask on, like Marjorie Taylor Greene did Cori Bush, and we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see who's gonna win. That's all.
We gonna see. Definitely, we gonna see, baby. Look, like Marjorie has not walked up to the right and the wrong one just yet. Yeah, you see, she's just pulling up on these vulnerable white kids and these groups of people, and then she goes into office because she wants Cori Bush to definitely go there. She definitely wants her to go there in these environments.
Because then they're gonna label. Then they'll label Cori as an angry black woman.
Yes.
When Cori had to protect herself from a mediocre white woman. I'm sorry.
Yep. No,
Cori really don't care about. I'm assuming this sister don't really care about being labeled an angry black woman.
Right.
I mean, she came in as an angry black woman. She won as an angry black woman.
Just existing.
I think white people think that's a knock at the black, a knock on black people. But that's actually, for me, that's a code of honor or a badge of honor for black people to be angry at America. We have every right to be angry at America. We live in America at the expense of our own lives sometimes. Actually, Cori requested to have a new office. She didn't want to be near Marjorie. It wasn't like they moved her because she didn't want to move. That's unprecedented for a Congress member to go to the Speaker of the House and request to be moved. Like that is a slap in the face to the member that is staying there. So Marjorie is being smacked when someone requests to be moved from you, and the Speaker sees need to move a Congress member from you. That is actually a smack in her face. What happened? The incident happened in the tunnel. Marjorie and Cori was behind Marjorie walking, and she told Marjorie to put on a mask. And so this is how the incident happened. She was screaming, "Put the mask on," because she was walking. It is against the rules of the House not to have your mask on. Every member, every person in the House is supposed to wear a mask. So Cori was worried about her staff members and anybody else in that narrow tunnel for breathing that nasty Marjorie air. You know, that Trump-filled air. Like
Marjorie thinks she's above it all.
And this is how it happens.
Stanky ass, so COVID ass, smelling breath.
Right. It's super tragic that we are at this point where a conspiracy theorist represents an entire district in Georgia. But what I will say, things are changing. Things are changing, and we know this because the most popular politician in Georgia is a black man. Raphael Warnock is at 54% popularity, and that's higher than any. That's higher than the governor. That's higher than the president.
Yeah.
Both of them, Trump and Joe Biden. That's higher than what's the empty suit name? The boy that went to the Senate with Raphael.
Ossoff, John Ossoff.
Yeah, it's higher than him. So
he's
what?
an empty suit. He's a good dude. He's a good dude, but he's not a.
So empty suit is a political term for a person who has nothing to say, who has no ideas. He's an empty suit.
Gotcha.
Or against every
Look,
idea.
we're looking like, what is? Go.
It's true. Sorry, audience. If
I'm
you
sorry,
like John
Mondale.
Ossoff, we ain't gonna ever not tell the truth. He an empty suit. Go ahead, Mondale. Sorry.
Dude's been in. Nobody's gonna argue that point. I hope.
Yes,
Somebody
yes.
No, I didn't know what that meant. I was like, what is
Mondale,
empty suit? He's not
can I-
feeling
if I may, Mondale, of course they're going to argue that point because we still have people who watch the Morning Trap and watch politics. Who any Democrat that gets elected has to be good. Right?
Yeah.
Right. And dog, if you think that people don't watch this show and say, okay, well, we're black. We're supposed to just agree with the Democrats. And even if they don't say anything, right? You visually look at the Morning Trap and you look at the setup that our team has beautifully created. And you see all these black faces. Folks are going to automatically say they like Ossoff.
It's really like that. It's simple. It's just as simple as
That's
being
true.
black, and they just attach you with being Democrat, and they just say, they like Ossoff. It's black, and they don't have.
Like you said, Marcus. I'm sorry.
We're
Rebecca.
small-minded to them. Like that's it.
Like you said,
Yeah, we
this
can't
weekend,
hold
Marcus.
people accountable. We can't remember things that happened to us politically that were tragic. We can't remember when somebody had a non-statement or actually dismissed one of our primary tenets. You know what? Marcus Farrell believes in defunding the police, right? So if you get on a television show and say, I don't believe in defunding the police, then guess what? Me and you don't agree.
That part. Is that where I can use it, Ben? That
Yeah,
part?
you can use it wherever you want to. That part. That part.
Hey, that part.
That part.